By the end of this tutorial, you should understand how to create and use the three main types of HTML lists: unordered, ordered, and description lists, including when to use each one. You'll also learn how to nest lists within each other, apply basic CSS styling, and follow best practices for accessibility by using proper list tags. Welcome back to the Lenntecs HTML and CSS tutorial series. In the last video, we looked at some of the most important HTML elements, like paragraphs, headings, links, images, videos, audios, and iframes. In today's video, we're going to talk about HTML lists. HTML lists are used to group related items together in a structured way. Think of things like shopping lists, a list of tasks, or steps in a recipe. All of these use lists. There are three main types of lists in HTML: unordered list, ordered list, and description list. Let's look at each of them with examples. Unordered lists are great when the order doesn't matter, like a list of fruits. To add this type of list to an HTML page, we first use the UL tag. UL tag tells the browser that we want to display an unordered list here. Inside the UL tags, we add the LI elements. These stand for list items, and each one holds a single item in the list. Let's say we want to list apples, bananas, and oranges. Now let's see what this looks like in the browser. See how each item appears on its own line with a bullet point? That's the default style of unordered lists. That's how unordered lists work in HTML. Now let's talk about ordered lists, which are perfect when the sequence matters. For example, think about steps in a recipe or instructions in a process. To create an ordered list, we use the OL tags. OL stands for ordered list. Just like before, we use the LI elements inside it to define each step. Let's say we want to list steps for making tea. 1. Boil water. 2. Add tea leaves. 3. Let it steep. And 4. Strain and serve. Let's preview the output of this in the browser. As seen this time, each item is numbered. For instance, 1, 2, 3, and so on. The order is important here, and the browser makes that clear by using numbers. That's how we create ordered lists in HTML. The third type of list is the description list. This one is used to show terms in their descriptions, like glossaries or FAQs. We use the DL tag to start a description list. Inside DL tags, we use the DT tag to hold the term to be described, and the DD tag to hold the description. For illustration, let's use HTML and CSS. First, we place HTML in a DT element, then its description, a hypertext markup language, in a DD element. Let's do the same for CSS. In a DT element, we put CSS. Then inside a DD element, we put cascading style sheets. Let's see this in the browser. You'll notice the term appears first, followed by its description, indented slightly. This type of list is useful when explaining definitions or key terms on your website. You can also nest lists inside other list items. This is useful when you want to show subcategories or breakdowns. For example, let's say we want to list food categories and their items. We first list our major groups, which are fruits and vegetables. Within each LI tags of our major groups, we open a new list and have each of its LI tags list the subcategories. Under fruits, let's go with apples and oranges. Then under vegetables, let's go with carrots and spinach. When we preview this in the browser, you'll see that each main item has its own sublist. This is called nesting, and it helps group things visually and logically. I understand we are yet to cover CSS, but let's look at some basic examples of styling our list. Let's style the unordered list we created earlier. HTML gives you the structure, but with CSS, you can customize how your lists look. For example, let's change the bullet style and color. This time, we'll use internal styling. First, we write a style tag to tell the browser that we want to include some CSS. Then we specify that we are targeting all UL elements. Inside the curly brackets, we add key value pairs for the style properties we want to change. For example, let's change the color to blue and the list style type to square. On the browser, you can see the bullets are now square-shaped, and the text is blue. This is very common when creating navigation menus or custom designs. One important tip: for accessibility purposes, always use real list elements for lists. Don't use div or br tags to fake a list. Screen readers rely on proper tags like ul, ol, and li to read your content clearly. So that wraps up HTML list tutorial. You've now learned how to use ul, ol, and dl to organize content on your web pages. In the next video, we'll be covering HTML tables, and later we'll be introducing CSS. If this video helped you out, give it a like, subscribe to Lenntecs, and check out the full playlist. I'll see you in the next one.